So a while back, I did a whole episode on the Cypress pens that I've gotten, and I've got like a few of them, like 4 or something. I really enjoy Cypress pens. They're based out of Taiwan. They make really, in my opinion, affordable urushi, raden, however you want to say it, eggshell pens, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Is a brand new in this box, brand new design from Cypress pens. This pen is from the Cypress Eggshell series, and there are 5 in this series, and I have one, and this one is called Endless Love. The dogs respond to Endless Love, apparently. Perhaps it's an expression of endless love with fountain pens, like it's just a never-ending activity. I hope it never ends. I really enjoy writing with fountain pens. I don't know about you. Obviously, you must if you're here watching this, right? We all like fountain pens. So the pen comes in this beautiful bamboo box, and it has a magnetic top. Ooh. Oh. Inside there is a card, Cypress fountain pen on the back. So information about the company. Cypress fountain pen, you can find them at, they used to go by Mr. Cypress, and their website still appears to be mrcypress.com/TW for Taiwan. So mrcypress.com/TW if you want to go check out their stuff. But in the meantime, let's check out this pen. So opening this up, this is just some bubble wrap to keep the pen in place. But the pen arrives in this plastic cylinder. Take that top off. And the pen is inside of this velvet pouch. And so let me open this up. It's gorgeous, guys. I don't know if you can handle this gorgeousness, but here we go. Work of art. It is a work of art. This is the Endless Love Dandelion. And so as you can see, it has raden and eggshell decoration, and it uses urushi lacquer. The shape is different from what we've seen from Cypress. Oh, before I forget, let me show you the ends of the pen. So we've got eggshell on this end, raden on this end. See if I can get closer to the dandelion so you can see that. So we have eggshell being used here, some raden, and then some hand-painted stems for the dandelions. And so you might notice that there is an accumulation of eggshells on either end of this design. And then right here, some raden bits, beautiful. And the reason for that is that both of the caps come off of this pen. It's very interesting how this pen is made. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this top one, and that goes to the nib. Now, I know what you're thinking, and by the way, that is the roll stop. It is the Cypress logo, so that is the roll stop that you're seeing there. And I'm not going to lie about, that section scares me a bit. It does. It's, it's basically to the threading, straight to the threading. There's no grip section really. And so what I think the user of this pen is supposed to do is use this part of the pen as the grip section. So yeah, as soon as I took that cap off, I was like, ooh, wow, that's going to be very interesting. So I haven't inked this pen up. I haven't written with it yet. I've only taken it out of the packaging to take a look at it, just so I had to see what this gorgeousness looks like in person. I mean, how could I resist? How could I? But if I hold it like this, the tip of my finger can feel the threading. So I guess, the real test is going to be when I ink it up and write with it. So that's really the only way that I can really test that out. I also want to show you the filling system, which is different. So the cap on the end of the barrel comes off. And this silver piece, this is the the stainless steel barrel, and it is threaded as well. So unthread that. Basically, that comes off of the converter. So it's this threaded piece right here. And then you just pull the whole thing out. Yeah, it's different. It is set up a lot like a pilot capless pen, where you pull the barrel, you know, take the barrel apart, and then you pull out all this. So this is pretty much the pen right here. So the converter is a standard international converter, and it just goes right back in. It actually fits really good. So it doesn't scare me that anything's going to happen with it. And then you just dip this part in and fill it up with ink. I do appreciate pens that think outside the box, you know, because I like a nice classic pen, a nice classy pen, if you will. But I also appreciate pens that think a little differently, experiment a little, you know, because you don't really live a little until you do a little experimentation. Am I right? Am I right? I don't care what kind of experimentation you've been doing. It's none of my business. But I'm just saying, how else are you going to find out something new if you don't try something different? That's a whole other video we can do. Life lessons. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. So here's the barrel. This is just the barrel part right here with the decor, or all the details on it. So it's going to go right back in this way, and I'm going to line that nib up with the roll stop, and then take that stainless steel barrel, thread it back in there. And it's very secure, by the way. I mean, there's nothing wiggling or anything like that. And I believe, no, that's not the cap. So the caps are very specific to which end of the barrel that goes. So this goes over that part, and that's it. The cap does not post. So it's urushi. I wouldn't recommend posting your urushi pens anyway, unless you want to scratch it up. It's basically the size that the pen is, which I think is a really good size. In fact, what I'll do is I'll compare it to one of my other Cypress pens that I have here in my trusty Tasha roll. And let's see here, which one. So I'll do a couple of examples here, a small Cypress pen and a large Cypress pen, oversized Cypress pen. So here is this is actually one of my favorite Cypress pens that I use a lot, and has a classic grip section on it. So let's hold these side by side. It's about the same size. I don't post my pens anyway, so it's the same size. And put that cap back on. And here is another Eggshell, this pen right here, another Eggshell pen. This one's more of an oversized pen. So I'll hold these together so you can see. And again, about the same size. So the size of the pen doesn't really change much. So this is, you know, about the size of the rest of their pens. So yeah, this pen also comes with a stainless steel Bach nib. So yeah, I mean, it's, you know, put this cap back on before I do something horrible like drop the pen, or gosh. I really just, I just really appreciate all of the artistry and the work that goes into making these Cypress pens. Here, I'll hold them up. Here's two more Cypress pens. So let's just look at my Cypress pen collection together. Here you go. Yeah, I really enjoy their pens very much. So it's, you know, it's a treat to have one of these pens. Well, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this pen up, and let's see how it writes. Specifically, let's see how that grip section feels. Well, I found the grip area of this pen to be awkward, but manageable. I don't hate it. In fact, I believe it is something that I can get used to it. I do. I mean, it's, if you just grip right here, I think it's cool. And again, it's just one of these pens that you're just going to have to, just grip higher up here and not on the threads. But like I said, I believe it's something that you could adjust your grip for. So, and why not? For a beautiful pen like this, I mean, it just, that is just, I'm always so impressed with the work that goes into these pens and how gorgeous they are. I mean, okay, I admit it. I'm a Cypress fan. There, I've said it. I'm a huge fan. I love Cypress pens. I do. So I'd like to see more of their pens in the United States. Like that, if they could be sold like through retailers. Right now, you can only find Cypress pens through their website. I do believe there is a U.S. dealer who, and my apologies, I cannot think of who it was that carries them. I saw them at the DC Pen Show, and they had some Cypress pens with them. But that is the only time I've ever seen all these Cypress pens together with a retailer. It's only available through mrcypress.com/TW. And the price for this pen, mind you, is for a urushi eggshell raden pen. It is $596 US. Comes with a stainless steel nib. Now you can upgrade that nib for another, I believe it's like another $150 to $200 for a gold nib. For a urushi eggshell raden pen, I still find that to be very affordable because it's under $1,000. Because these pens are not. I mean, you look around at these other brands like Wancher, Tasha, Nikaya, all the big names that produce all these beautiful urushi pens. A lot of them are easily, from that $800 plus. Namiki and the Nikaya, it's like for the $800 at the $800 mark, which is more of their bottom mark. It's just a plain urushi, not plain. But something more simplistic like this. This is a Wancher pen. At Cypress, you could get for under $800 a pen that has like massive detail, such as this one right here, and all kinds of really interesting types of design solutions for these pens as well. You know what I didn't mention, and it just popped in my mind? All of this is also on an ebonite base. It just nearly slipped my mind. Gosh, I'm glad I did. So we've got for $596, you get an ebonite base, you get raden and eggshell details, hand painted accents on it as well, urushi lacquer, and a stainless steel nib, which you can, what I do with some of these pens that come with the stainless steel nibs, especially some of the pens that I get from makers, I get it in a broad, is what I do. And then I take that broad nib and I go see my friend Kirk Spear of Penrome, and then I get him to grind it into something special. So that way it makes this pen special. So that, or if you want a gold nib, you could do the same thing, get a gold nib and do that. But, it's a bit of an upcharge, so. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you learned something about Cypress pens. They're very enjoyable, very beautiful works of art, in my opinion. And be sure to go check out their website. They also have an Instagram account that has beautiful images of their pens, and I highly recommend you just check them out. They also have other types of pens, not just the eggshell raden and urushi pens, but they also have wooden pens, and they also make pens out of acrylic resin. So be sure to check them out. They have great customer service. They ship super fast. And I also want to end this video by thanking Cypress for sending this pen over to me for review. I'm so highly appreciative of it. And that's really all I have to say about it. And that's how the ink flows.